Matt, just one more. One more. That's angry.
It's rowdy.
It sounds so good.
Yeah, it's rowdy.
Hey everyone, we're at luftgekühlt 9 and this time it's in the Bay Area outside of San Francisco in Northern California, and I'm going to take you guys along while I'm shooting. Today is load-in day. Right now, I'm in one of the storage facilities that they have a lot of the cars for staging. We have the Hyundai Pegasus here. We have this is probably one of my favorite cars here. This Canon liveried vehicle. It's piloted by Bruce Canepa. My buddy Joey from Emotion built this really incredible rally off-road inspired build here. It's based off of a 911 Turbo, and yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's insane. The ride height is so nice, and I've just been kind of watching this build from the beginning, and yeah, I can't wait to see this thing shred. We'll do a full video on this. And that is a wide body RWB 997. Mark Arsenal actually owns this one, and yeah, this thing is so cool. I love it. We had a chance to go to Japan not so long ago, and Nikai actually let us drive his personal 997 RWB build. Let's take a look at the rest of this warehouse. There's just so many insane cars here. The difference between luftgekühlt 9 and other ones is that this is the first time they're allowing water-cooled cars, but they're doing it a separate day, right? So this is air-cooled, but then we have like the new race car from Porsche that is water-cooled. That's going to be displayed on Sunday. Let's see, look at some of the other vehicles they have here. Nice little bathtub here, 356, super cool. But for the first time, it's interesting that I'm seeing a lot of these vehicles that I've actually had a chance to photograph as they were new race cars. Like for example, this Pikes Peak GT4 is something that I had a chance to shoot new, and then like this one is still dirty from its last race, which is so cool. Look at this thing. All the marbles all over the place. We have Jess Ward's 964 Pikes Peak rally car. And check out this other Canon liveried one. How cool is this? So awesome. Can't wait to see this on the show floor. So right now they're just unloading a lot of the cars for the show, and then they're actually going to store them for the night, and then as time goes on they're going to load them in, and that's kind of where I honestly get some of my best shots. We have the Flying Lizard, a 997 here, which is honestly one of the coolest liveries from that era, from the era of sports car racing. So I'm gonna get to shooting. We'll play a bunch of nice stills for you guys so you guys can enjoy load-in day. Hey guys, it's actually main event day here at Luftgekühlt 9, and I haven't been filming just because I've been really focused on trying to get as many shots as possible. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. today, and I've just been pushing since then. I was the first car here, and now you can see the parking lot is very full, but I just wanted to get everybody rolling in. Because honestly, the thing with Luftgekühlt is that I break it up into a couple different stages in terms of what I'm shooting. So I come early on load-in day to get shots of the vehicles loading in. The second part that I really like to get is the actual owners bringing their cars to display on the show floor. So it's 500 cars this year, owner cars. It's so many, and it was just insane this morning just watching everybody pull in and try to get a space in the show. And then of course the third part is shooting a little bit of the show and the way that cars are set up without the crowd, before the crowd gets in. And right now, let's see, what time is it? It's 9:28, so the crowd is going to come soon. Now the phase for me all the way to the end of the show is to focus on getting crowd shots, getting shots of people interacting with the cars, interesting people, interesting characters, and interesting car placement with people. It's so much about being patient and waiting for the shot and waiting for the shape of the crowd to form. I'm taking a little light this time. Yesterday I had 3 bodies with me, but today I'm gonna just focus on trying to do 2 bodies. So I have 2 R3 cameras with a 35 1.4 and a 135 f2. I started the day with a 85 1.2 as my long lens because it was a little darker and I just needed a little more light. I typically don't really shoot with the 85, so it was nice to kind of get a different focal length, a different look. I'll probably switch to a 50mm and then also a wide later just to get some nice overall shots, especially with the crowd. I'm doing this one solo. I really like to do Luft solo because it's kind of a good time for me to just focus on taking really good pictures. So it's kind of hard for me to take you guys along every single shot I'm doing just because there's just so much going on, and I'm really trying to put in as much time as possible behind the camera to get those moments. And you know, it really is for me an honor to shoot officially for Luft because there's so many people in the world that would love to have this position and love to have this job. I need to make sure I perform every single time when I get behind the camera at this event, just because it's so catered to me, so catered to photographers in general. There's just so many available shots. So I'm gonna get back to shooting. I actually came back here to reset, get batteries, get memory cards, all that, and then now I'm gonna head out again. Luftgekühlt always really prides themselves in getting the best venues, and Pat Long and Jess Ward, they really outdid themselves this time. A lot of people say this might be the best one, and actually I actually heard that from Zwart too. He said he thinks that this might be the best one visually. Unfortunately, we kind of got screwed with the weather this morning, but hopefully this marine layer burns off. The difference between Luft and any other car show is that Jeff Zwart, you know, he is a legendary director, photographer, my pretend dad. He sets up all of these scenarios and he takes his interpretation on what the shot should look like with these scenarios, but then he also allows for everybody else, including myself, to kind of take a shot at these scenes. And he's very curious to see what everybody actually can come up with. And that's the fun challenge with Luft. Everybody is a photographer. Everybody can enjoy it their own way. Whether you use a cell phone or a Polaroid camera or instant camera or whatever. So I'm gonna keep pushing inside. I haven't really seen the inside of the venue that much since everything was loaded in. So I'm gonna check it out right now. I'm trying to rush before it gets crazy, but yeah, that dog was the cutest thing. The dog was posing perfect right next to this Gunther Works car. But the funny thing is the dog's harness is pretty much, it's like a similar color. So it made for good shots. That's kind of the shots that I'm looking for. You know, I think the cars are cool, but just the interesting subject matter to me are the people, the dogs, the texture, all of that I'm trying to get. The cars are just secondary, you know, because there's just so many of them. This venue is so cool. So there's like this crazy dry dock here, and then there's also these insane cranes that I've just been having such a good time shooting through. Honestly, it reminds me of like AT-AT walkers from Star Wars. It's just so cool to see the cars underneath them and next to them, and it's just something else. It really is awesome. So cool. So many good different scenes, so many things to shoot through. I absolutely love it. Look at this. Look at this traffic jam under this AT-AT walker. I know it's not a battleship, but it's pretty cool. It's some Navy something or other, but it's just out of this world. It just is so different. That's the thing about this show. Even though these cars are parked and they're not moving, there's just so much to uncover, and there's just so much to see. I think that's really interesting. This is kind of like one of the grand rooms that they have set up. So this is so cool. I gotta show you guys this. Porsche Classic made this model, like a scale toy model, like kind of like a Tamiya model, but it's a 1-to-1 scale. And this is the box, and then this is like the shell. How cool is that, right? This is like what you would get out of that box. And then these are the parts. Like you have two halves of an engine, you have the wheels, bumper, door panels, fenders, hood, deck lid. This is, and the cool thing is, all these are real parts. These aren't fake. This is all metal. I watched them assemble it yesterday. So it's just so cool. Look, dash, radio, incredible. Porsche Classic, they understand. They understand enthusiasts like us. That sign back there too, I would totally run that sign in my shop. Yesterday it was just so cool in here because the light was coming through here. You know, we have a marine layer right now, but it's super diffused right now. Of course, I think my favorite car here is the Rothmans 962, but Rod Emery has a really cool display here. I got a lot of good shots there yesterday with the light. Oh yeah, there's just a lot of good scenes in here, and it's probably gonna take a while for me to get through all of this, but I'm gonna go back around and I'm gonna come back. All right now I'm kind of standing on this platform overlooking one side of the venue. So this is the side that kind of faces the bay. Yeah, I'm just trying to get something different, you know, right now. Oh, they just started that singer. That's very loud. Sounds good though. I'm just trying to get something different, more crowd work, just because I've shot so many of the cars already.
Been shooting all day. It is, what time is it? 2:30. The cars officially started rolling out at 2. And now I'm just kind of getting the stragglers and whoever's left. And then it's time to reset, go through all my photos, and then get ready to do it all over again tomorrow. Tomorrow is the water-cooled event, so we'll work on that. Pretty much empty. What a day. I have to go through so many photos. So I've been to Luft 2, 3, 4, 5. I missed 6. 6 was Universal. I went to 7, 8, and now this is 9. I've been to a lot of them, and I've done official photography for quite a few of them. This one definitely ranks up there. It was a good one. Because it's a 2-day event, you know, I'll have another chance to get more shots tomorrow, so definitely looking forward to that. Here we are, day 2. I was so sore last night. I could barely go from my bed to my bathroom just because everything was aching. I just pushed so hard, and I walked so far yesterday. But I did sleep in, got all my photos out, and now we're at the show. I've been pushing pretty hard for about 2 hours now, and I'm just kind of making it a personal challenge for myself to make as many different photos as possible. So I'm shooting with a wide zoom lens, and I'm also shooting with a 7200. So I'm trying not to do low depth of field. I'm trying to do like almost everything in focus, but just really concentrate on shapes and people and subject, and it seems like it's working out because I'm just trying to get something different, something that makes it look like a different day. It's so interesting because the Air and Water show, which is the day after luftgekühlt, seems like it's just a younger demographic. Obviously it's cars that are more affordable, but of this generation also, you know. Most of these cars can be daily driven, and it's just cool. That was fun. Alright, so I went all the way from the other side of the venue to come here to make it in time for them to start the Winnipeg. And they started it. All these people gathered. It was cool. It sounds amazing. They bounced it off the rev limiter a couple times. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of get a good overall shot. I just kind of wanted to finish kind of on my thought before I actually got here. The second day is just so much more relaxed, and the owners are different too. You know, it's a younger generation. I see a lot more, you know, doors are open, the engine bays are popped. A lot of people are sharing. It's not so much like a show and shine. It's more like a poke and prod. And I think that's super cool. You know, it shows that luftgekühlt is embracing the new generation of Porsche enthusiasts, and I love that. And the fact that they were able to turn around everything, all the displays, all the feature cars, and just change them up. If the cars were to remain, they would actually put them in a different place, in a different scenario, so people like myself and all the people that attend can get different shots, and that's really important. That's the thing I love so much about luftgekühlt. You know, Jeff Zwart, Pat Long, they're very photography, visual, aesthetically focused with the show, In fact, I saw so many amazing shots from all these other people, and I was just standing in the same place, and I just scratched my head. I'm like, how did they get that? And that's the cool thing, you know. Or I look at it, I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Because it's so good, you know. And that's the beauty of it, you know. As much as I try, as hard as I try to get as many shots as possible and as many different scenarios, it's impossible to get all of it because there's just unlimited possibilities. But just take a quick break from my rant. Look at this building. Like the actual bricks are buckling. Like, that is sketchy. I'm moving the whole thing up here. Oh my god, it's like cracked earth over here. How cool is that? So I'm gonna finish the show strong. I was kind of iffy about this show, about coming here to photograph this air and water mix, but I'm a believer now. Like, this is it. This is the next generation, the next level, and I'm just so happy. You know what? This is such an interesting room. It's kind of funny. It has like a museum vibe. For the most part, everybody's pretty quiet and whispering, and part of it is that everything you say echoes really loud. But it's a pretty cool vibe. I like it. I think it's really neat.
Thanks very much.
He's part of the display.
Hi, Larry. I'm like a diorama.
Yeah. Like in The Simpsons, like.
You've got the official blue in your shirt, so it all works out.
You should just recite your famous quotes.
Yes,
Like-
it is frozen berry metallic. The brake calipers are carmine red. The wheels are HRE R101 lightweight. It has a 4.5 liter engine with high compression.
That would be honestly the best display. And then
Just
you
me
could.
sitting here pretending to not be me doing that.
It was so good,
I was nice to get a stage though, huh?
dude. This is the best. Look at this nice stage.
Formerly the property of Haggerty.
Yeah. Now, Pinkberry.
Oh, look at that.
So
Cayenne.
good. So good.
These Cayennes are awesome.
I love it. Oh, good noises. Yeah, but nobody. I came here so many times trying to get a clean shot of your car. Nobody's looking at that. Everybody's looking at this.
It's the color.
Well, this is something that they could drive. That.
I love the Carrera GT.
Yeah.
This has almost the same power to weight though.
Oh.
With that demand motor, you know it.
4.5 liter. This thing is crazy. Sounds so good. Matt, just one more. That's angry.
It's rowdy.
It sounds so good.
Yeah, it's rowdy.
Or we could walk
Why
and
aren't we
talk.
going to the Canon car? Why aren't we going to the Nikon car?
If there
What
was
are
a
we doing?
Nikon car.
Oh, what are we doing? Yeah.
If there was a Nikon car.
There was a Nikon car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, Luft 9.
Yes.
I don't know how you're still standing, sir, because I was saying on camera before we started rolling that I literally had trouble going from my bed to my bathroom last night because of how sore my legs were.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many times I walked back and forth the
Oh, I
length of
know.
the venue.
I know.
And you know, you had a bicycle, but I feel like you probably went back and forth 100 times.
It's funny because if I go out to train on my bicycle, I don't ride as far as I did the last few days in the morning. So, but it's just great. It's fun for me because I go down the rows looking for different cars I need and grab them out and bring them in.
It's incredible what you've created, you know, like this is something else. You and Pat and the whole team,
Yeah.
you guys push so hard to make sure that this happens, and it just happens for such a brief moment, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and those are good words to kind of live by on the whole project. But it is a team effort for sure. But it's kind of funny for Pat and I. It's both kind of a racing mentality, production mentality, and kind of just staying the route and no prisoners. And that's been I think, a recipe for success with this. And for me, the venue is everything.
Yeah, well, venue and the beauty, the photography, the texture, the matching cars, matching color, the effort and the forethought that you and Pat put into this is unlike any other car show in the world. You know, I've been shooting for now coming on 19 years. I've been shooting so many car shows, the biggest and the best. I've just never encountered anything like Luft, something that we always talk about when we talk about Luft.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. But it's kind of one of those things where you don't want to try to figure it out. You just hope that the vibe stays and the crowd enjoys it. And the biggest thing, like you just mentioned, is it feels fresh. You know, it's not the same old thing. And that's what I really want. And that motivates people because it's fun. It's two parts with me. We service the car side of people. And for you and me, we also are in that photo mode, that world of creativity. It satisfies that. So this is that blend of those two things.
It's incredible. I mean, because you can walk around with a beer, you can enjoy it that way. You can bring your kids, you could bring your dogs. I can't tell you how many photos of dogs that I got. But you can also be a photo nerd like us. And honestly, this event in particular, it's probably the most I've ever seen in terms of amateur photographers and a lot of professionals too, who came from far and wide all over the world just to shoot their shot at Luft.
Yeah, no, that's really true. I was marveling today how many people were shooting with a print, stills camera, not a digital camera. That was really cool.
Yeah, no, it was super cool. Well, thanks for having me again.
It's always good to have you.
So, I get bummed when I think about the ones that I've missed and the moments that I've missed, but I'm glad to be here for the moments that happened. And I cannot tell you, this is probably something that you can relate to a lot. I can't also stress the fact that I missed so many good shots here, and I saw it happen with my eyes, but thank goodness I at least had a chance to see it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I love the fact that you're drawn back to it every year and different times, and that's the payoff. I always say if people take the picture that I set up, that's my payback.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Larry.
Bye.
See you, Pinks.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support us directly, go to LarryChenPrints.com. I print and sign every single one of these. This is the perfect gift, or it's the perfect piece of art for your wall.